evening, everybody. I was asked to do a reading on the different types of music to get a feeling of each and, just see what the patterns are within each. And, who knows what else might come from the reading. But anyway, the ones that are up on the screen, as you can see, are classical pieces, rock music, nature music, Aboriginal sounds like the didgeridoo, heavy metal, meditation music, like chanting and things, and then whale sounds. So this will be interesting. So let's see what happens with the reading. And we'll just let the pendulum go wherever it takes us on this journey. Okay, so it is feeling out this deep in meditation. Okay. This is important to be deep in meditation, is what it's feeling. Okay, yes. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so mantras, chanting, have a vibrational force to them, capable of breaking down mental activity. Okay, the chanting can bring some feeling of peace. It can bring also, though, a feeling of a lot of activity to the mind as well, depending on what it stirs up. Okay, so mantras, vibrations, sound. Right, so, and then music that brings you more into a quiet feeling, or, a reflective feeling and a restful feeling. Okay, so let's see if we get a little bit of a feeling of the, chanting. So let's see, chanting. Okay, so you can see the motion here. It's just really showing how it makes that type of connection with you. And okay, and then the movement back like that towards it, and just it's got a different flow to it, like it comes forward within you and back again. So it flows that way within you, within your system, and can bring about some changes in the mind and consciousness. Okay, so yes and no. So it really depends on where one's mindset is and where one's focus is. Okay, so just listening to it in a superficial manner won't do that. Okay, and so, that really matters, how you're listening. Okay, so you can feel a force field around that when one goes near it deep in meditation. And then it comes out again. So I'm just going to kind of show you the patterns that it's working with here. Okay. Okay, so there's just this movement, this feeling of, changes again within thought structures and that sort of thing. Okay. So anything else with this deep in meditation style music? Okay, again, it's just, really focusing on that meditation. Have it be your life, okay? So anyway, we can move forward now, and let's go to whale music. Sounds of the deep, echoes of the deep. Okay, so when this is moving out this way, one can really feel that, you know, being within those waters, in those depths where it's just so quiet, you know, every sound is really heard. So different than when one is above water and all the noise of the world is there. So there's that feeling of just that movement, all that space that's in there, and this mystery. Okay, so this is how the whale music moves out. It's really got such a nice feel and spaciousness around it. It's very gentle. It's okay, it's made of voices that are you know, in tune with nature. You know, what can we say? You know, whales, they live there, that's their life, so it's very much in tune with nature. It can't be understood by mind and figured out, which ends up being a good thing. In this way, it's kind of, you know, you just feel this energy of the whale sounds. So this is a good one. See if there's anything else with this. Okay, and you can see, again, you know, with the sounds, they're so different. So, you know, there's the movement out, and then there's some of the sounds that come from whales would be, you know, movement like this within a closer circle, and then it revolves out. It's just got a connection feeling. So it, you know, it has a lot of different style vibration to each tone, each sound, and just very nice. Okay, and then it comes out this way. So it's just got, you know, that sort of spacious, very fluid movement, speaking of depth and quiet and mystery. Okay, so that's within the whale music. So let's go to heavy metal. Okay, so heavy metal is showing metal that's heavy. It doesn't sound so great, even the title, but let's see how this goes. Okay, blasting energy. Okay, again, you can see this jumping. So we went from that gentle feeling of spaciousness to this. Makes minds very active, very wild, crazy-like, and okay, so that's really the energy there. What can we say? Not a surprise. A lot, again, it kind of overwhelms all the senses. It brings them, you know, to their highest degree, you know, which people love. Many of them love that, especially if they're drunk, or, you know, not just that, but, you know, if they're in a crowd with everyone just getting really hyped up. You know, they love that stuff, so many people. But this is what it's doing to their nervous system. You know, it's just kind of a little bit, again, it overwhelms it in a way. It's just way up there. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else about this heavy metal. Okay, so it speaks many times. Some of this music can speak of death and dark things. I don't, you know, I'm not so familiar with it that I would say all of it does, but it has that kind of way about some of it. And that is, okay, well, let's see what this does to mind with that. Okay, so just kind of, you know, you can see it, there's just a lower, you know, the vibration is down here in a way, kind of dragging. So it's, you know, it's not lifting energy. Let's face it, it doesn't lift one up. So that's really what's happening with this heavy metal. So anything else? Okay, there is something else with heavy metal. Okay, so it's just showing these are better. These are better if you want to relax, be still, and, you know, really sink into the moment. It's like, yeah, I would say this one isn't. Okay, this one's, and then these are, you know, you come over here, you go, and then you go, You just feel it. This one is amazingly feels even richer. Right here is feeling richer than this one right now. See if that's true. Okay, so yes. It's just an interesting thing. You can see how this one moves out in a wider field. This whale music. I have some of it. It's so nice. I listen to it a lot. But, okay, so this tightens in. This one moves out. Okay, I wouldn't say this was true of some chanting of some of the mantras, let's say, imbued with guru energy or something. Would this be the same as that? So no, that's on a whole nother level. So we're just kind of talking about one you might pick up. Let's say someone is just gonna put it on when they're driving or something. This just has more spaciousness to it, more fluidity to it. Okay, anything else about these two? Okay, so let's see the relationship between this and this, just for fun. Okay, so we're going down, and we're gonna, here we're gonna, it moves up. Okay, it moves up, and there's a lightness. Okay, then we go over here, and we go, so it's just, then it wants to stay there. So it's very different feeling, dragging. This could use a lot of this. Anyway, okay, so let's go up. Anything else around there? So let's go up to the classical pieces, music, okay? So you can almost hear it. Da, 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 da. You just hear that music, and it's very nice. It does come out quite a bit. It's got a lot of energy to it. Wide space to it, and can you just kind of feel it sort of floating in the air that way? It comes to the mind and really wakes up the brain. It lights it up with this dance or this loftiness that it brings. It's very nice for those that enjoy it. It helps, it really can, I don't know, awaken intelligence in a way. That's something. This has got a really wide field to it, amazingly, compared to some of the others. It is different feeling, but it's very wide. See, this good for relaxing, definitely. It's good for just enlivening the brain, in a way that is effortless, okay, and it's got a lot of intelligence in it, this music. It's filled with like some perfect rhythms that again are like math that comes together perfectly. So this is a very genius type music in many ways, the classical pieces. And they're wonderful for what they are. They're wonderful. So this has a nice feeling, floaty, lofty, waving, just through the air, and very nice. Okay, so rock music. Okay, so you can see how the energy moves like this. It's all over the place. It's staticky, but and then it kind of changes a little bit. So there's a lot of variations within rock music. Some is a little bit more, cool to listen to, and others are just too much, again, sensual overload. So it really depends. You can see how some of it comes out and it's okay, and then you go back and you connect in and it can just be really all over the board. So, that's really anything else to say with rock music. It's, it speaks a lot of heartache. It speaks, again, of human connections and grieving and excitement and, whatever comes from those connections. It's just wild stuff in many ways, and it's also, again, kind of, it can be cool. It can be fun to listen to it, depending, again, on what, what the energy of the music is, but it's, it's more balanced than this, let's put it that way. Okay, so now we're going to go to the nature music. Okay, so you can see, interesting, you can see how this goes way out, like this. Really covers all this broad, feeling of the universe, really, with nature music. It brings harmony to the mind. It brings a feeling of openness to the mind, like the windows are open. One isn't just in this enclosed space, that the world can enter in. All the sounds and feeling of, Mother Nature. And this actually has the whitest one so far out of all of these. Okay, so anything else there? And then we've got a didgeridoo, and this is going down, and it's more out of a feeling of grounding, earth-like quality to the didgeridoo. Okay, substantial, heavy, tantric even, awakening, something of the primitive nature, something that's in the depths there. Okay, so this would be like didgeridoo and Aboriginal sounds and tones, or okay, so this is let's see what a nice blend would be for people. Let's see, someone that just wants to relax, get a little balance with this music. It depends really on the person so much, but I used to do this with some of the nature readings I did. I could easily choose some music for somebody that was good for their, chemistry and things. But let's see here. Okay, so we've got this in there. And this doesn't always sound amazing to people. Some people don't like the sound, but it's, still the vibration of it's there. Okay, so that's that one. It's showing these two together. The Aboriginal and the nature are a really nice blend. Okay, let's see what else might be a good blend. Okay, whale and nature. Whale and nature is a very nice blend. And then this with the whale. Whale and deep meditation, nice. Okay. Classical and meditation are nice pairing together. Gives a nice balance there. That would be a nice blend if you're into the classical. Okay, so we've got, the majority of them, it's going towards these, which isn't a surprise, out of all of these. Okay, so if you were a heavy metal person, what would be, and again, it's going down, what would be good to pair this with? Anything here? Okay, so it looks like this whale music, it's going to give it a more of a lifting, help give some more lifting to your day if you're always listening to this darker stuff. Rock music, let's see if you're just into that. Some people are, nothing wrong with it. And what would be a good pairing with that? Okay, so it's showing this meditation one is a nice pairing for the energy together. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else right now. There is. Okay, so it's ending with deep in meditation. This is where to be, okay? This is a nice ending. Okay, thank you for coming and listening, and have a great night. Bye now.